throw that up there on the screen and go, hey, good morning, it's Steve Tomaszewski live with the Talking CarZ Show, TalkingCarZ.com. What do you think of that? That's pretty cool stuff, huh? And the nice thing about it is we're going to be having our friend, Ellen Shearling, who's still on the phone. I don't know if he's driving right now. He's working. He's one of our original producers, one of our founders. He's helped us out there. I don't know, Ellen, are you still on the line, Ellen? Okay, hold on. We're going to put you back on speakerphone here. Hold on. There you go. Are you back there? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm back. We're here, and we're sitting still. We're not driving.
We're sitting still. Well, Ellen, tell the folks about what you do for a living.
Well, I drive an 18-wheeler. I pull for YRC truck lines out of Chicago High.
So you got your every day. You've got those 18 wheels going every day, as we say.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
And where is it that you may drive sometimes? Is it just here locally, or do you go outside the state?
We go outside the state. We go out to California, and I just came back from Nashville, Tennessee today. So it's kind of 48 states there. Could be 48 states there. Okay,
so you got your hands full, as we say. Well, we're live at Schaumburg Honda at 750 East Gulf Road. For our viewing audience out there, go to the website, www.schaumburghondaautos.com. Take a look. The first thing that we learn here today, and it's really something I'm trying to get into my own computer here, do 17 things at once. But Ryan Rorman was just here just a few minutes ago, and to make a long story short, guess what? He told us something we never knew. You know what he told us? You can look at a Carfax right online of a pre-driven car in their used car lot. Over 300 pre-driven vehicles out there, and you can learn everything there is about the car. And what we just said earlier, for those of you just tuning in, is that I had a friend call me from Florida. He had bought a car 7 years ago, went to trade it in, and when he bought it, the car was 2 years old. But he did not have a Carfax at the point, so he was expecting close to $15,000 on the trade-in. And as it came to be, they pulled the Carfax report, found out the car was rear-ended, was in an accident, and gosh darn it, was not worth the money that they thought it was, because the car had a pretty bad wreck. They fixed it up real good, but that's really not helping anybody, as we say. Ellen, well, let me put your microphone back on here. When you're driving cross country, there, we're going to grab a couple of calls. We got one here, but when you're driving cross country, how many miles might you drive in a day? I'm going to jump in the green room so tell the folks about maybe Winchester Speedway and how to get there.
Well, Winchester Speedway is in Winchester.
Hi, this is Steve. Who's this?
Hi, Steve. This is Veronica at WSW National Home for Children.
Okay, we'll be right with you, Veronica.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Right now, Steve, I just got a text that Trooper Tom Staffer with the Texas Highway Patrol is calling in right now.
All right, we're going to get there. We're going to grab one more. But, Ellen, we were just down. We got a few calls. We're trying to grab everybody as we can.
Steve?
Yeah, I'm there.
Anyway, but it's one of the world's fastest half-mile tracks, asphalt tracks in the country there. And they hold the Winchester Speedway holds the fastest lap at 12 seconds. They actually took that away from Bristol, Tennessee. Their raceway is having the fastest.
This is Steve, 630-0917. Who's that?
Hey, it's Dr. Bob.
Okay, Doc, hang in there, bud.
Good.
All right.
And you'll have a great time, and I'm sure Bill will be signing some autographs, and Kyle Busch here too. So, but it's like I say, it's in northeast.
281, is that you, Mr. State Trooper? 3183, who's that, please? Okay, area code 281, last numbers. Hello? Hello? 924-3183, who's that?
This is John Sampson.
And where are you from, John?
Hello.
Yeah, John, where are you from, bud?
I'm from Houston, Texas.
All right, we'll be right with you. Well, Ellen, we had a little bit. We dropped off the face there. I think we found Mr. John. Dr. Bob's on the phone. Veronica from VFW is going to be coming up here shortly. But let's do a shout out to Winchester Speedway. We want to say, thanks for the invitation. We can't wait to get out there next week. Brought to you by Chesterton Nissan and George Lopez, exit 22A in Burns Harbor, Michigan. But today, our sponsor, SchaumburgHondaAutos.com. Ellen, we're going to put you on hold. We're going to jump over here and pick up a few calls. So you hang in there, buddy. We'll be right back.
Okay, get done. Okay.
There we go.
Get the trooper.
We have a friend of ours joining us right now, and it's Dr. Bob. Dr. Bob, how are you, bud?
Hey, Steve, Dr. Bob Wild here. Nice to join you on the show. After listening to that racetrack, I thought I might try to get my son's new 2013 60th anniversary edition Corvette convertible out there and run it.
Well, and you know what? For $20 you can do that. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I've had some hot cars in the past. An '86 Grand National. I had a '65 GTO once upon a time, a '71 Trans Am, but this 427 new Corvette convertible blow them all away. It's a very, very impressive car, and one of these days I'll send you and your listeners a picture of me flying around the block in it.
Well, we also want to let you know that you are able to bring that car over to SchaumburgHondaAutos.com, our sponsor. And you know what? All cars are great. We love it. But one of the reasons you're on the show today, thanks for calling in, Dr. Bob, is that you are really working on something phenomenal right now. Can you tell our audience what you do? What is your quest right now?
Well, I've hosted a show called The Sports Doctor with WDCB Radio for, 15, 20 years. But for the past year, Steve, we've been working with a podcast called Kids Beating Obesity. Nobody's more involved with the armed services than you.
I wouldn't say that, but thank you.
Retired generals and admirals who are behind the new report, Still Too Fat to Fight, released by Mission Readiness, Steve, have talked about the fact that it's really a national security issue. 1 in 4 young American adults between 17 and 24 are too overweight to join the military. So my co-host, author, and developer of the program Pull Your Own Weight, Rick Osborne, and we've done 45 shows with Kids Beating Obesity, and we're really looking forward to maybe joining up with you in the future with a new show with that title. We talk about all aspects of obesity and childhood obesity, from the nutrition side, the exercise side, and it might surprise a lot of listeners, but a young child who learns how to pull their own weight, who has the capability of being able to do an unassisted pull-up, Steve, is virtually impossible to be obese. So the contest becomes, how do we get this into the schools? How do we get this to be a routine part of physical education so that we could do something about what surprises a lot of people, that this is not only a national epidemic, obesity, that doesn't surprise anybody, but that 300...
Hey, Wendy?
Yes, Steve.
Hey, we'll be right with you in 62 seconds.
Don't worry about it. I'm good. I'm listening.
Definitely something we want to pay attention to. Kids Beating Obesity, you can go to WDCB.org, click on New Media, you can click on Kids Beating Obesity, you could access the roster of all the guests we've had. We've had national, local, and international guests, again, on all aspects of obesity and childhood obesity. And I would encourage all of your listeners to pay attention to that, Steve, and hopefully we'll be able to put something together with this incredible new network of yours and do something together to make a big difference.
Well, right now, we've got so many listeners, and you know what? Another friend of ours, Dr. Bob, and thank you so much. Give us that website again where we can find you, buddy.
They can go to sportsdoctorradio.com, written out, sportsdoctorradio.com. On the upper left-hand side, they'll see the information regarding the Kids Beating Obesity podcast. They can click right onto it, or they can, Steve. You know, with that website, you can access all my radio shows. A lot of them have to do with childhood obesity and sports medicine. Or they can go to wdcb.org, click New Media, click Kids Beating Obesity, and they can get a roster of all the guests. They can see the topics. They can listen to the podcasts or half-hour shows on all aspects. We've also talked on the Sports Doctor quite a bit about injuries, foot problems, shoe concerns with the arms.
I think we got a whole new show here coming up there, Dr. Bob. I think we just need a show for you. What do you think about that?
Steve, we're ready to rock and roll with you. I know the great work you do. Veronica Porter, a mutual friend of both of ours.
Oh, absolutely. Hi, Veronica.
Veronica, I hope you're listening. We love you.
And Dicks for Cause, Kevin Nemitz, Mary Nemitz, everybody out there, God bless you. To go through it. Dr. Bob, about a final shout out to all of your friends. And by the way, we have another person who I think you have some symmetry with, and her name is Shay Vaughn. She's going to be on our show. She has been on our show, and she has again, the same quest for fighting obesity in children today.
Please give her my information.
Absolutely.
I'd like to interview her sometime in the future on our radio show. I'd love to have her. We could compare notes. It would be great, and I'll absolutely look forward to speaking to you in the future and see if we can work together to solve really our country's #1 epidemic, this whole obesity nightmare in the area of prevention. So you want to go to sportsdoctorradio.com. You can go to radio shows. 2 weeks ago we had Rick Osborne on. We talked all details about the podcast, and I would enjoy all your listeners touching base with me, Steve. It would be a pleasure.
Final shout out to all of our soldiers and sailors around the world.
Absolutely. We salute you. We're proud of everybody. We're behind all of you. And again, Steve, I tell you, anybody in the listening audience wants to come to Dr. Weil, 630-898-3505, a free foot screening. My pleasure. Glad to help as much as we can.
Doesn't get any better than that. Right now, there's a young lady on the phone by the name of Wendy Pellegrino. And Wendy, it sounds like you're driving.
I am. I'm on my way to another appointment. It's crazy in Illinois today. How are you, Steve?
We're up and running, and we're live at Schaumburg Honda at 750 East Gulf Road. And a special thanks to Wendy Pellegrino for allowing the Soldiers Family TV and radio talk show as a guest at this year's Medina Cup. Thank you so much, Wendy. Thank you.
Steve, it was so great to run into you out at our event. We work with the Illinois Patriot Education Fund, and we're always working to retool our wounded warriors when they return home to Illinois and make sure that they've got scholarships and make sure they've got the money to get back into school and bridge those gaps where the GI Bill kind of runs short a little bit. And, we've even expanded our focus to repurpose their spouses because sometimes these men and women that come home, they're so badly damaged that they just can't do it. And we've got to take care of those families. We were also able, at that event, through those proceeds at Medina, we were able to raise enough money for 1,000 backpacks for the young kids of those families. So we're out here doing great work in Illinois. I'm sorry I couldn't physically come up to Schaumburg Honda and do a live spot with you, but I promise I will do that in the future.
Well, you know what? It would be great. And, all the people we ran into there, and a special thanks. And I think, my daughter has been a caddy and my niece out there at Medina Country Club. And let me tell you something. The people at Medina, what a world-class event. You were there. I've seen all your great outfits and your sunglasses online. And Wendy, what is, if a person has a question about one of your shows, what is your website that they can take a look at there?
Well, we've got a couple things going. So it's Bucks for the Brave. It's .com. It's Illinois Patriot Education golf events. We've got a charity event that we do. That's a poker night. We are
Poker night. Okay, we're in.
What?
I said poker night. We're there. Casino night. We're there.
All right. Well, we'll make sure that you guys are featured in a prime location. We'll get the cameras running because I know how funny you can be, and with some of your friends stopping by, I'm going to expect a lot of money raised on your table. I'm going to tell you right now.
Well, we can't wait for that. We got a lot of great things going. Right now, a young man is walking in the door, and I want to introduce you to him. His name is Johnny Bollock from the Wounded Heroes Foundation. Johnny, say hi to Wendy.
Roar, man!
John's one of our coaches. Say hi, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy. How you doing?
I'm awesome, Johnny. Hey, thank you for your service, my friend.
Okay,
Oh,
we're
God
good.
bless you.
You know what, Wendy, how about a final shout out to Mark Slavey with the Illinois Patriot Education Fund, all the good people out there that came out this year, and especially, you know, one thing you're not saying, I'm going to have to drag this out of you. You actually do your own TV show. Tell us about that. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I'm going to throw you under the bus. Tell us about your show.
I'm trying not to cross-pollinate my audience.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Tell us about your show.
All right, I've got, just quickly so that you can get to Johnny, I've got a cute and adorable little golf show called Golf Chicago TV. We bounce around and feature all the latest and greatest technology, all of the fabulous golf courses that our folks can get out to play. And I hope people will tune in. It's on Comcast Sports, just TiVo Golf Chicago, and I'm sure you'll find my smile.
And that's Wendy, P-E-L-L, right? P-E-L-L. How do you spell it? How do you spell it?
It's Pellegrino like the water.
Okay.
Pellegrino. You can also catch me at wendypellegrino.me.
Doesn't get any better than that, Wendy. How about a shout out to all of your friends and all of our military out there?
Well, most important are Illinois veterans that are home, thanking them for their service. We love them. We want them to be involved in our events, so we'll make sure they come. It's Tuesday following Memorial Day every single year. Easy to remember. And Johnny, I'm going to throw it to you so you can talk to Steve. Steve, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Wendy.
Appreciate it.
Wendy Pellegrino, you know, take a look at the website. We're going to have all this posted on YouTube, on Ustream, on Livestream. We're on Blog Talk Radio. We just got a call from another friend. He's down in Texas, and he's been brought to us through a mutual friend. We're going to try to find him here. Johnny, I know you're out there. Hold on, John. And we're back live, 281-3103. John in Texas and Houston. How are you, buddy?
I'm great. How are you?
Well, tell us who you are and what you're doing.
I'm a state trooper here in Texas, and I'm also in the great, wonderful Texas National Guard.
Go Guard!
Command Sergeant Guard. And so I got a chance to meet with a good friend of yours, Alan Shirley, and he was telling me how wonderful the program is, and just listening in, it's very enthusiastic and motivating, and I appreciate all you and Alan have done for our servicemen.
Well, it's not me and Ellen, you know, it's just saying that, you know, there's a lot of shows out there, and let me tell you the number one thing, we want to thank you, I'm looking at the camera right now, John, we want to thank you because the number one thing, and John, I'm sure you back me up on this, the number one thing that any military person always says is, take care of my family, right, Johnny?
That's absolutely right, and we will.
And, you know, the long and short of it is, we know, and the soldiers will tell you this, the sailors will tell you that, they know that they're up against an enemy. At any given day, the most treacherous time of the day, I'm sure, and it's unfortunate, you could be walking up to someone for a parking ticket or a speeding ticket, you don't know what you're walking into. And there is not a soldier or a veteran on this planet that does not or can't express to you enough, John, and all of your brothers and sisters and our first responders, fire and police, thank you for what you do for protecting our families at home.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, it's all about public safety, and here in Texas, we got a big state, lots of folks, and live here in Houston, most large city in the nation.
Go Houston!
A lot of folks.
Go Houston! And you know, there's a couple of things out there, and Ellen's still on the line here. But tell us a little bit, of what you can. We don't want to reveal any big secrets out there. But what's going down out there in Houston that you noticed lately? Anything in particular?
Well, I mean, you know, we're here in Houston. We drive on our great food and the people here, wonderful things that's going on. But what I want to express to the soldiers and sailors is that, you know, one day they're going to get out of the service and they're going to be looking for some civilian employment. And the great state of Texas, we're always looking for
Go Texas!
to become state troopers. And so
Really?
I asked them to go to our website. It's www.dps. The word Texas spelled out .gov. That's what www.dps.
D is in David, P is in Paul, S is in Sam. Am I saying it right? Okay.
Again?
Okay, say it one more time for our crowd.
Okay, it's www.dps. That's David, Paul, Sam.
Okay.
Texas spelled out .gov. And they go to the recruiting website and get all the information. And we're looking for, you know, people that come out of the military because we know they're disciplined, we know they're dedicated to service and protecting and doing what's right for the folks. So,
Well, Johnny, let me tell you something, John. Let me tell you something. I can tell by looking through this phone of how proud we are of you, because not once have you said anything about what you're doing and what you're doing every day for your job. First thing you said, if our veterans are looking for work, here's what you go. We'd like to have you on our show every Saturday if you can call in from 9 a.m., right, Johnny?
9 a.m. sharp.
9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every Saturday morning. We're expanding in 2013 to 9 to 12.
God bless Texas.
God bless Texas. Go Miss Texas. And you know what? This is what makes the show real. And being live at SchaumburgHondaAutos.com, 750 East Gulf Road. And people, you know, I'm going to tell you something. Texas is its own country, the nicest people. I almost moved to Bedford, Euless. But, you know, be it Texas or California, Hawaii or Boston, John, we'd love to have you back on the show anytime. But again, from myself and everybody here at the Soldiers Family, thank you for what you do in protecting our families every day.
Not a problem. And, you know, I've been doing this for 18 years now. I've been in the service for 26 years. And you ask any service member why they do what they do, and the majority is going to tell you, I just love it. I just do it because I want to. I want to help folks. I just want to be there. I love my country, and that's what it's all about.
All right.
That satisfaction, seeing someone else being happy and protected and safe.
Right now, I'm going to reach across the United States, and there's a young lady on the phone by the name of Veronica I want to introduce you to, and you're both on the line at the same time. Veronica, are you still there?
I'm still here.
I want you to say hi to Johnny, and Johnny say hi to Veronica.
Hi, Johnny. How are you?
Well, hello, Rod. I'm great. And motivated by hearing everybody being motivated on the radio show today.
Yeehaw!
Veronica, why don't you tell us who you are and what you do? Thanks for calling in. We appreciate that. Tell us about what you're doing with the VFW and the children out there.
Well, sure. I am the communications officer here at the VFW National Home for Children, and we serve families of both military and veteran families in a variety of capacities, and we actually have the Illinois VFW and Ladies Auxiliary folks out here today for Illinois Day. So I'm excited to be talking to you today.
Merry Christmas.
Well, and what is it that you do, or what does the VFW